Okay guys, welcome to Fredericksburg, or at least my mini tour of Fredericksburg. I brought my camera along, filming everything I did this one day from morning to late night. All my favorite spots, at least I could fit into one day. Plenty more to come in the future, but if this will give you a good taste of what it's like to visit Fredericksburg on top of the wine stuff that I didn't even cover in this video. But this will give you a flavor of how diverse, how fun, what you could expect. And if you have any questions, list them below. But enjoy, guys. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a nice place to stay on a budget in Fredericksburg. There's a little creek running around here. And here's the outdoors. And you would not believe, but this is actually a motel. Doors opened outside, but it's actually quite good. Believe it or not, though, on busy weekends, even for a motel like this, because it's so close to Main Street, that's one of the advantages, it will go for several $100 a night. But this weekend it's actually quite good, and they have a nice outdoor area, so on a budget lots of families can come here, and lots of outdoor areas. Even the pool and the hot tub stay open till like very late at night, and the rooms aren't bad. I mean, they're motel rooms, but very well maintained for the most part. So just a little tip here if you can't afford the bigger Airbnbs. I'll show you a little bit of Main Street in a second. Well, just another little quick show of the amenities that they have here. And to show you, the Main Street is walking distance 1 block away, and it's Fredericksburg Inn. Probably was at one point some kind of Motel 6 Holiday, or one of the normal motels, but really renovated nice. And then it's right on this creek, people walking their dog. So I think it is pet friendly if you do have pets. I'll keep this running because I can tell you some other places. As you walk to Main Street, there's a nice little restaurant here. It's a home that was converted to a restaurant. Here's part of the property you can see from the little creek. I don't know if you'll see any deer at night. I haven't seen them yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Probably the noise of the cars, though, scares them off. So this is a little restaurant here, walking distance to the hotel, but very nice. Very crowded, though. You want to get reservations if you ever come to Fredericksburg for the better restaurants. You want to book your reservations far in advance if you're coming on a weekend. And a lot of restaurants are only open on the weekends because it is a weekend destination type. A lot of people from Austin, a lot of people fly in to the private airport here, so it's more of a weekend town. The residents of the town pretty much dominate it during the week. So if you do live here, you do get a break from the tourism crowd during the week, but you know that you're going to have a town full of tourists. I forget how many million visit this place a year, but it's pretty insane. All right, I'll pause now and show you a little bit of Main Street. Okay, so as you get up to this Main Street here, this is a new hotel. It's a boutique hotel, Immigrant Inn. Very expensive, only a few rooms, but it has also a nice bar and even a little secret speakeasy. Maybe I'll go there tonight and show you inside. What I want to show you, and I'll show you this at night, the Velvet Lounge.
Those are primed for kicking.
This is that's the karaoke bar. I'll show you inside of that later tonight when it opens. There will be a line to get in. So you need to get here before like 9 o'clock or have VIP reserved seatings. Sometimes they book up VIP well past 6 months in advance. And it's a great karaoke bar, just a legendary place to go. Every bachelorette party comes here. So I'll show you a little bit of that. I have shown it in the past on Instagram and YouTube. If you want a more traditional nightclub at night with a DJ and dance floor outside, the Hive is one of them. And then I'll go down here for the ladies only. I've never even been in this place, but it's a favorite of the ladies. It's Actually, you can see all the ladies out there. It's this pink place over here. Let me pause and I'll get closer for you guys. Okay, so Brooks Bubble Bar is just packed non-stop. You can see this isn't even at night when it's the most crowded, but you'll see a lot of limos around town, buses that are pink. It's a female entrepreneur, that old convertible. She's a very entrepreneurial person who's opened all these things in town. Great for bachelorette parties, and you can just non-stop. It's only like 1 in the afternoon, but they do wine tours, so you can start there or end there, and they'll take you to the various wineries, which are farther away. Even though they have these little destination small things where you can do tastings, these aren't the actual wineries. You have to go a little bit further out. But it's on this same street, but we're talking about you'll be going from anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 miles down the highway. But you can, there's satellite locations here are options to try the wines without seeing the actual vineyards. Like I said, this will be going late at night. And then across the street, I want to point out 2 things. This is a really nice, everything is German inspired. So you'll see a lot of architecture and stonework, and that is German inspired. And the Nimitz Museum, it's a Pacific War Museum is what it's called, but it's really Admiral Nimitz was born here. Actually, right down the street, I think, was his house. And then you have a lot of German names for furniture. I'm gonna take a little lunch break, because if you're a sub fan, or as we call them from New Orleans, po' boy fan, this has one of the best sandwiches, period. So I'm gonna go in here and I'll continue later. All right, here's the sub sandwich that I die for. Really one of the best sandwiches I've ever had, period. And it's in this bar that they have live music, and it's connected to the Velvet Lounge. Really nice place. Okay, so don't be fooled by the size of this building being the museum. It's actually much bigger. I'll show you. Actually, even his finger is accurate here. He lost his finger, as you'll learn. I won't spoil it for you, but it's a huge campus. The museum is multiple buildings across many blocks, and even a recreation where they do once a month some recreations. You'll actually hear fake gunfire as they reenact stuff from the Pacific War campaign, but this stuff is all free. You can come and take a look at some of the memorial stuff, and I'll show you a little bit. It is definitely worth your time. There's really 2 things, if you're a history buff, worth your time. This museum is a must, and also I know Lyndon B. Johnson was pretty much universally considered a bad president, but he's from this area, and we took a chance doing a tour, which I think most people would probably pass on, but his ranch tour is one of the best tours I've ever taken. It is just so informative, and it's about 4 or 5 miles down the street, so you have to pay for it. I highly recommend. You can do it on your own, but taking a guided tour gave me a whole new appreciation. Maybe not for him as a president, but it gave me an appreciation for what it was like back then. And just everything has been preserved from when he was president and his ranch. And he actually spent more time at his ranch here in Fredericksburg than he did in Washington, D.C. And once you come here, you can see why he flew down here. And there's an airstrip on his ranch where he would come down, and there's still Secret Service stuff there from where they basically ran the presidency. It was like the White House of the South back in those days. So it's worth checking out if you do have time. Probably it's like a 2-hour tour. But yeah, there's a lot of cool things you'll find here at the Nimitz Museum. Just the size of the propeller blades of these ships back then. Obviously, if you've never watched that movie, The Battle of Midway. It's a must watch, and you get a true appreciation for the bravery and what it took to win wars back then, and the amount of casualties involved. And here's a little memorial for different presidents. And so this is another campus, and you'll see a little bit of some of the artillery used back in the day and what was used on the ships. I'll show you over here. Probably going to be down at a dead end, but I guess these are the torpedo tubes. Actually, inside they have a sub that was used by the Japanese in Pearl Harbor. A lot of people think it was just an air attack, but they had these subs that were just, well, once you see them, they were just sardine cans that, truth be told, I don't even know how these Japanese soldiers stayed alive in there. They were just no air conditioning, just claustrophobic, little small things. And most of them ran aground or got caught up in nets, and people just died. The Japanese died in those little sardine can. But that's how coordinated that attack was back in the day. So you get an appreciation on the backside here. Now on this backside here, they have other Airbnbs that are close by, restaurants, a visitor center. This is where you'll hang out to get some of these tours. You can go to this visitor center right behind the museum and find out about different things to do while you're in Fredericksburg. And again, you can see the architecture, the German-inspired architecture. So very unique to have German and Texas country combined in a city. And it gives it unique culture and flavor here. All right, I'll get back on Main Street and show you that. Okay, so you'll see more of not only the German architecture, but the German names. And Rathskeller Bistro, this is an underground restaurant, really popular for breakfast especially, pretty economical. And we're getting back onto Main Street, and across the way is a wine tasting place. The Buick sign. There's a Luckenbach. Luckenbach, Texas is not far from here, and that store right there is dedicated to a lot of Luckenbach swag. And you can tell how crowded it is on Main Street. Give you a little bit of a panoramic here. And again, they've preserved the architecture. Lots of bachelorette parties, birthday parties. And it wasn't that great of food when I first came here, but now it's got some of the best food in all of Texas, and desserts. This Kydell Pharmacy, I've eaten here before. They have a little dessert coffee shop, but it's staying true to its history of name. Oh, also there's a new hotel here. Let me show you this. It's called the Albert Hotel, hidden back here. And I think it's pretty expensive. I've sat at the bar, but it's a really nice place. If you want to be right on Main Street, here's the hotel. And then there's a bar and restaurant there. And then I'm going to give you a peek here of the swimming pool. Should be going good. So it's really pretty nice. Just finished this year, so just everything is growing in this town, and the tourism just keeps going higher and higher. So Must be pet friendly. All right, let me get back on Main Street, show you some more. Okay, without question, a must-stop place is Vaudeville on Main Street. Not just because it's a cool store, I'll go in there and show you, but the restaurant in the basement is definitely among the best, especially their soups. They have a dedicated soup for each day. Whatever one it is, whether it's the gumbo or the bisque, it's the best I've ever had in terms of soups. And their sandwiches, the best Reubens I've ever had. It's really good. Let me see if I can cross here and show you a little bit inside. It's a really cool store. They also have custom jewelers. But you go downstairs and there's a nice bistro. You definitely need reservations. Unless you're going to come off hours like now, which is like around 2 or something. It's very crowded and booked. Right at 11 a.m. you'll have people lining up to get in. But it's also a cool store for shopping. A bit on the higher end side.
That's a chow, right?
And then again, architecture stays true. These are all mostly family-owned businesses that aren't based in, you're not going to see Walmart chains or anything like that down here. They try to keep it as much locally owned and operated boutiques. So lots of shopping for women because of all the bachelorette parties that come here, but there are some stuff for men. I'll keep going down here and showing you some more, if anything of interest. Oh, this one right here is a new store, Mercantile, and it's quite cool. If you go in here, it's definitely one of the better stores. Just give you a little taste. So they have both a men's section and a women's section. And better than your normal tourist stuff. And there is a cowboy hat place down here, custom hat maker down here. So yeah, if you come down here and you don't have a hat, don't sweat it. You got a hat bar and they will make you a custom hat. So you pick the hat and they will bling it out for you and do everything you need. And then you can tell people are wearing the boots and the hats. Maybe I'll swap to the other side of the street, show you a little bit on that side. Okay, I decided to stay on this side, but I'll show you for Christmas and Halloween stuff. That's a great store, lots of theme stuff. There is a store, something for men, so it's not all women. Fiesta Winery, which is based in the Archery Resort that I showed you earlier. And then boots and hats are over there. But this is also a cool store. Again, not just your normal beach trinket swag stuff you see, at a lot of tourist destinations. I've actually bought some stuff in here. It's really cool. Some of the Western stuff is top notch. High quality vests and leather. Just smells like leather in here. So, yeah, flannels and all. So, women on the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back in here. There's some pretty good stuff for the fall. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, again, desserts are plentiful down here, but it's not just normal chains or anything like that. Stuff for kids. It's not really a kids' destination. It's usually like a parents' getaway weekend, couples' getaway weekend. This is another really cool store. Combination kind of food and other type stuff, desserts. Give you a little taste of that. A little bit of jewelry, but not really what you normally see in tourist stuff. It's going to be custom stuff. I will show you a jewelry store around the corner that it's definitely not tourist trap type stuff. It's definitely custom stuff you won't see or be able to buy in big cities like Austin and Houston and Dallas. So I think that's one of the secrets of this place attracting people, is that people are tired of the shopping malls and the danger there and just the lack of creativity and everything looking the same. You can definitely get unique pieces here, no matter what you're interested in. So I think you're getting a good flavor. Let me go around the corner here, because this is where the Main Street kind of breaks up. Here's another big store. And show you a really hidden restaurant. I ate there last night. It's really nice. For seafood, it's one of the better ones to go to, especially if you like raw oysters. It's kind of a hidden place. Again, you're going to want. So this is the little Central Park area. You can kind of. There's a lot of stuff on the other side of this. I'm not going to walk to that side, and maybe I'll drive to it later and show you. But a lot of functions are held in this area, festivals and whatnot. But one of my favorite stores is right here. Really unique jewelry also is made in around here. This is where I've actually bought some stuff you'll see in the backdrop of my videos. Some of these. The guy lives locally. He won't ship these things, the vinyl that he cuts. So this is where I've gotten the ones that you see in the backdrop of my videos. Really cool. So I'm gonna have to come back in here, take a look at what he's got new. But this is the Seafood House, Martinis. Definitely one you want to book a reservation if you can. It's a small place, but definitely worthwhile. And then if you want a really good Texas clothing boot store, everything, guns and knives, this Texas Jacks, I won't go all the way down there, but you're talking about everything Western related, you can get decked out easily right there. Okay, that pretty much shows you this side and this half. Let me go flip on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna cross the street here, and you can get an idea of the crowds on a Saturday that peruse all these stores. But it still gives you that small town vibe where it's not too commercial or too crowded that you can't move. You can usually get a parking spot, not so much here, but on the side streets. You don't have to worry. You don't want to rely on Uber here. Uber is not that plentiful. There's just not as many drivers because there's not as many residents that live here. So you want to have a car. There are some buggies and stuff. This is a good place, especially if you like the On shoes. Again, it's not cheap clothing. I would go in here, but this candle store just, you smell, it's overpowering smell of candles when you go in there. That's a pretty fun store. But you can tell these are mom and pop people that actually care about their businesses, working there, lower turnover, more interest and pride in what they sell and what they offer. Leather goods. Definitely a businesses you want to support versus these conglomerates in shopping malls nowadays. And obviously this is a huge boot and hat store. I'll show you just a little bit here. It's just amazing. You want to get, hello, yeah, belt buckles. But yeah, we're talking about tremendous amount of boot options. Yeah. And these are very tempting. But I've already busted my diet for today with that po' boy Subway sandwich. Not Subway, sub sandwich. I wish Subway would make. So Fiesta Winery, we're on the other side now. This is a satellite location of the Archery winery that I showed you earlier at the property.
And then
Something for men. Lots of cool stuff in here for guys. So it's pretty smart because the ladies that come here can do their Christmas shopping for the guys, especially since fall is a big season here. So yeah, just give you a little taste. Don't need to do any hardcore shopping right now. Lots of grill stuff, leather stuff.
put them out first.
So yeah, here's where I was telling you it's a store that's Christmas year-round. And then I'm sure they're going to have a few things that are Halloween related at some point. But pretty much this is Christmas year-round in this part of the store. Usually Halloween is over here, yeah. So we have plenty of these things. In fact, my home is a little more elaborate than even this. But yeah. Might have to buy that piece. I don't have that one. But we collect a lot of these ourselves. It's a really nice store. Kind of a maze to get through. But yeah, pretty impressive. Every store has a little bit of everything. You can get lost in here. Next thing you know, we're in the women's section. And here we go. A little swag for the different teams of Texas. All right. I think that's a good enough tour of Main Street for now. I'll probably show you a little bit more if I get in my car, and then I'll show you some of the nightlife later, because it's getting a little crowded right now. Just real quick, I passed this store, and like all these women die for a Birkin bag, but this is so much more badass to me. 480 bucks. This to me is unique. You're not trying to pose. It's cool. You know it's handmade. It's got the distressed look. I mean, to me, this is far better than a stupid Birkin bag that they tease you into waiting years for and exclusivity and overcharge you for, you know, leather work that's not that much better. All right. I'll come back over here at night and you'll see how much this transforms. There's the Albert Hotel, the front part of it that I was showing you the pool area for. You can go out on the balcony at night, and then there's Vaudeville Restaurant. So a lot of this facade has changed in just the last 4 or 5 years since I've been coming here. All right, I think that gives you a good taste. Okay, so I'm back in the car, and behind the main street they have some more hotels. Really nice little hotels and bread and breakfasts. Here's part of that museum is all the way over here, and you can go over here for the reenactments and stuff. So I wanted to show you a little bit of that. All right, driving around Fredericksburg, one thing you'll notice is just the immense width of some of these streets that run parallel to Main Street. Not just for off-street parking, as you'll see here, plenty of room for that, but just tremendous width. And then again, architecture very much similar throughout all the buildings, lots of old architecture. But I'm going to show you, I'll put it on pause, I'll show you some things. I'm on the other side of the park area now, a little bit further to walk, that's why I'm driving, and I'll show you a little bit of some of the cool stores to check out while you're here if you have a car. Okay, so antiquing is another cool thing to do while you're in town, and this is one of my favorite ones, Red Baron Antique Mall. You can budget a good amount of time in there, it's pretty big, and some really cool stuff at very reasonable prices. And it's not too far away from the rest of the Main Street, but I would take a car. Let me show you some other cool places on this side of the street. Okay, so one of the better restaurants is this Jack's Chop House. It's like an Italian steakhouse, again, a converted home. Makes you think you're in New York City with all the decor in there, an Italian steakhouse. Really cool vibe. Again, reservations highly recommended, and pretty good food. But it's the ambience and just the fun of this kind of style, not a chain restaurant, that I would highly recommend taking a chance on. Especially sitting at the bar. It's a really nice bar and friendly waiters. So definitely recommend it. Okay, so this is another highly recommended store to come check out down Main Street a little bit further. As cool as it is on the outside, and just non-stop lawn art, and it's not just pottery, it's got cool stuff. The coolest store ever, yeah, it's pretty cool. You can spend a lot of time going through there, but it's just as cool inside, and I'd highly recommend it. If you've got a car, come checking this out. Okay, another thing we're known for in Texas is barbecue. It's right on Main Street is this Eaker barbecue. Not the best in the world, but it's got a kind of a Korean flavored inspiration combination, and it's pretty good. The line is pretty long usually because not only is it popular, but they're just slow in all barbecue places. They're slow in creating your order. They do like one at a time, and usually just have one person making the plate. But in any case, budget a little time if you're going during rush hour, and it's pretty darn good, and it's got a back outdoor area to eat at too, and it's pretty convenient. But the best barbecue though is in Austin, Leroy and Lewis, but that's too far from Fredericksburg. But this is if you're craving barbecue, this would be one of my recommendations. Okay, so they have a Pioneer Museum, which honestly I haven't been to that yet, but across the street from that is Alla Campagna. We pass by here. It's an Italian restaurant that pretty darn good. Very small, got to get reservations too, but if you're craving Italian, that's the place to go. Okay, so another must-visit place while in Fredericksburg, especially at night, is Crossroads Saloon and Steakhouse. It is a steakhouse. It has food that's pretty good. I would recommend the other steakhouse better, Jack's Chop House, but it's got a much bigger restaurant area, and then what you really want to do is catch the saloon at night. I think it's after 9 o'clock it opens up, and they have a live band. It could be anything from a good Texas act that's, you know, unique music, or it could be cover bands like you normally see in a wedding that really get the dance floor going. It's a lot of fun. It's a cool place. Definitely a must one night of your weekend to come to Crossroads, at least for a few hours. And if you want to check out the restaurant first, it's not bad. I just think the Jack's Chop House would be better for the food or some of the other things I've told you about, vaudeville, Alla Campagna, etc. Okay, if it's football season and you're here on a weekend, maybe the ladies are out at the winery tours, you want to watch the Texas A&M or Texas game or whatever your favorite game is. This is a sports bar called The Barn, and it's a little bit further down past the Y in the highway, and it's owned by the same people that own the Velvet Lounge. I'll be checking it out myself. It's brand new, but being owned by the same people as the Velvet Lounge and where I got that great sub sandwich, it's going to be definitely worth checking out. So it's kind of hidden over here, the barn at the Rock House, you can see. Evidently they're going to have live music too. You can, yeah, live music out. So again, everything here is going to be a little more quaint, not chain restaurants, family owned, locally owned businesses. Should be and then you can see the hill country here, definitely different from Houston. Below sea level, the barn at the Rock House. Alrighty guys, that should give you a tour for now. So you would not think of a Bavarian Inn restaurant, German food in the heart of Texas hill country, but it just goes to show the German influences of this town, Fredericksburg. Okay, so another restaurant I recommend is this Hill and Vine. It's kind of a quaint little place. They open for breakfast, which is really good, at 9 o'clock in the morning. They have a cinnamon roll with peaches, and if Fredericksburg is known for two things, wine and their peaches, it's exceptional cinnamon roll. But they have normal lunches and dinners. Very popular place. They're not open yet for dinner, but yeah, it's a very popular, cool little place. Hill and Vine, not too far off a Main Street area. Okay, if you like Mexican, this place just opened, and then there's a pizza place. These are right off of Main Street. Lots of cool little stores and restaurants right off of Main Street parallel, and I haven't eaten at all of them, but I would recommend when you come here, especially at night, and maybe I'll film at night, like this place here, Lincoln Street. There's going to be a little band out there, and you basically just want to, and they serve a lot of different wines there. You're basically just going to want to walk around and follow wherever you hear live music that you want to hear. It's one of the few towns probably in the country where you could just walk down the street. If you're a music lover, listen for wherever you're hearing live music you like, because there's going to be so much of it, and then just pick that place to hang out at. And if you want DJs and other stuff like that, I've shown you some of those places as well. But yeah, live music is going to be a big part of the nightlife here, and I'll continue the video when it gets sunset and show you some of that. So this is the inside of Jack's Chop House that I highly recommend. Phenomenal staff. They remember you. Well, they remember me because look what I'm wearing. The cowboy hat. But this bread comes out super hot. Balsamic, olive oil. Just great, great place. All right, I'm going to take you on a little tour of Main Street at night. This is that Lincoln Street bar that I told you about earlier was going to have live band. And a little Metallica. That's cool. Not the best job of Metallica, but I'm going to take you to a place. If you don't like country music, then you're still covered here. But once you get on Main Street, you'll start hearing, well, I'm going to be quiet for a second. You can hear a band. And that's over that way. So you just basically go on Main Street, wherever you hear music you like, then you go into that bar. But I'm going to take you to one real quick. Okay, so this is that Lukenbach store that I showed you earlier during the day from Main Street, and then they have a band out at night, actually desserts and coffee and a bar. Much better band than the other one, the Metallica cover, but if you do like heavy metal, I've got a surprise for you, and it goes back to the German roots of this town, not the countryside. But let me show you what the Main Street looks like at night so that you can see how it transforms all of the All of the stores close for the most part, except for ones that are doing live entertainment and restaurants. But it's still pretty vibrant. You can walk around and just find live music, and one of the options is going to be across the street over there. We'll get over there in a second. This is a wine bar. So there's a band that plays on the patio over there. That was the pink bus that just went by, which I mentioned earlier. Brooks Bubble Bar. She's got a fleet of limos, party buses for bachelorette parties. This is one of the best sports bars over here, Cultures. You can tell by the TVs over there. And then it turns into a nightclub at night with a dance floor. Lots of dancing, hip hop, DJ. Then also more music over here, and sports bar. So really everywhere you turn is live music. However, we're going to go into this bar. I'll film inside in a second. Alright, so you wouldn't expect a heavy metal bar.
I don't even remember how we met.
Ozzy Osbourne, just everything on the walls, hole in the wall. It's one of the better cool bars. So yeah. So this is an underground speakeasy. This is the first time I've been to this place. It's got a cover charge, but it goes to the flood relief victims. So very good cause. It looks like I got a killer band. Okay, I definitely found the best band tonight. It's actually getting late, but I'm sticking it out until they finish because they're too good. Actually, there's still some people on the dance floor. And then there's still some bachelorette parties here, and the bar scene is still pretty good. The Carajillos are very good too. Alright, so this is the inside of the Velvet Lounge on a Saturday night. This is the karaoke bar that's pretty epic. Lots of bachelorette parties, guy parties, girl parties, birthday parties. And next door is a great place where I had the sub earlier, all owned by the same people. Great family-owned business, local. All right, I'm walking back to my car. It's over past 11:30 at night, and you still are hearing live music on the street, pitch black dark. I hear Zombie by the Cranberries at this Lincoln Street bar where I parked my car. So I might stop in here, but that's what's fun about this town. If you do like music and you like live music, it might not be the best, most tightest band ever, but you get live music and not DJ related stuff all night. And sometimes you get some diamonds in the rough. Here it is. Oh, what is he playing here? Name that tune, guys, in a few notes. Alright, I'm giving this guy major props for playing Smashing Pumpkins. Late night in Fredericksburg. So like I said, you're going to have a great time if you enjoy music and different from city life. Fredericksburg is just a perfect getaway for yin yang that I'm used to in Houston. Love it. Okay, this is Crossroads, a live band, usually a cover band or a well-known Texas act. Dancing. This is like midnight at night, still going strong. It's got a restaurant in the other half. Very crowded still at this time of night. Very good band. Yeah, so even past midnight, pretty crowded. This band is pretty tight. You got a horn section even, which is very rare to get a horn section. All right, last song of the night. It's still pretty crowded in here. Definitely come here if you could spend one night of the weekend. Even these wedding bands are pretty good. But you can see a horn section. It has a lot. And then keyboards too. Alright, so after hours, it's even crazier. You can go to this place called Bucks, B-U-C. Packed, like it's like 10 o'clock.